Ooh, there we go. Little update. My wall's a little emptier this morning. Scooter came and got some of his parts. Floorboards, fenders, all that good stuff's gone. I got to put the Jeb Chance Cobra back up. I had it wedged up with a floor pan, so it's sort of famous in the YouTube garage. So we'll put that back up there. I got to get that in a place. Found a couple spots on this yesterday that just weren't happy with. So one of them, both sides of the hoods where we welded the metal in. And Scooter, he went over the whole car yesterday and he didn't like this right here, so I cut that out. He thought that it could be a crack there, but I didn't find anything. I can't really see very well. It is pretty much metal there, metal to metal welded, because I knew that that would be a joint that gets worked a lot. So it's welded from the backside, plug welded, and we might take some of that self-leveling seam sealer and just give it a wipe through there to encapsulate that, and that'll give it something that's you know, a little pliable and won't yield like the Bondo. If there's, I mean, there's just a thin coat of it, but any at all in there is gonna crack. So we're gonna go with some of that in there, I think. Give it a nice tight wipe through there with some of that self-leveling, and that should work out real well. And I think we still need to do this channel also, just like the back. So a seam sealing video is coming. And rear apron should be the final block on that. And ended up giving it a whole wipe there, just to try to get it as straight as possible. You know, it's a aftermarket apron. We leaded it in and then gave it a wipe of polyester over the top of it. So, and we'll get this primed, then we got to do the seam seal trick around this channel also. And that's pretty much it. I think that's all that I found. I know the old dude told me that I would find some stuff, and experience usually speaks the truth. So there you go. We're still doing body work. You know, found another spot inside there too that had a couple little scratches, so we gave those a wipe with some polyester. So trying to make it as nice as possible. You know, once you put the paint on it, it's a lot more work to fix it than with primer. So got this going over here. We're gonna weld that patch in a minute here. Just giving you an update of what's going on. I made a couple videos yesterday, but Hans is sick, so my editing guy's down for a while. He went to school this morning, is driving back home. So got that quarter panel. We ran out of the Carworks Bondo, so we're going back to the Rage Gold or the Matrix. I'm working on a can of Rage Gold right now, and we'll go back to the Matrix after I run out of that. So I'm just depleting my Bondo supply down a little bit, and then we got the feather fill there. We'll probably give this thing a whole shot of feather fill and block it before we prime it. And I should be doing that with a Nova, but I haven't been. I got this pretty damn close after I re-skimmed the whole fender, and I think I got most of the inside of this now in waves. So she's feeling pretty good. We'll get some primer thrown on that today, and that'll be both fenders primed. And I think we got to do a little more work to the doors, and that's it. Once we get those done, of course the hood has to be set up, you know, put on the car. I haven't had a hood on this in a long time. And then the other thing, I saw Chris's video last night, and I'm really concerned with the wiper motor clearing the valve cover now after watching his video. I know that Chris, I know that you got power steering and stuff on your car, but I know my cam's going to be too big for the power steering. So that's the whole reason I'm going to the manual brakes. I've always had an issue with the booster not having enough vacuum source, and I guess the answer to that would be the Hydro Boost, like a lot of guys have suggested, but it's not in the budget. So we're just going to go back to the manual setup, and I'll try to do it like Sidell recommended. Select the right bore size and the right pedal location, and it should stop pretty good. I've always had to throw it in neutral and rev the motor up to get it to, you know, stop. So we're trying to eliminate that, is the reason we're taking the power booster off. But I had the same power brakes that you had. This is a SS car, so it's original SS It's got the disc brakes, Delco Marine disc brakes, and it had the power booster on it also from the factory. So yeah, so that's where we're at with this thing. So we're moving on it, but slow. And I got the motor close to, you know, I can throw that together at any time. I just haven't had time to mess with it. I've been trying to stay focused on this Beetle. So got some sand. I'm gonna get some of those parts out there and blast some of that stuff and get that going. And then I just sprayed some more Ospo in this wheel opening here. So we got some rust in there, trying to get that to deaden down a little bit and then turn black. And we can get some bed liner in there. Got a little more welding to do down on the rocker. So, but it's still in forward motion, pretty much. So I don't know. Got some shit in the back there. I don't know where it came from. But anyway, here's this piece over here. Got my bottle filled. Turned that on last night. It's holding really good. So we'll turn that on. We don't have any leaks in that. Here's our patch. And like I said, I made a couple of videos on this. I'm not a patch guy. You know, if you want to see how to do metal work, check out Dave's Customs, Rick Fix, you know, HPR1 Auto. Those guys are pretty regular on the metal patch. You know, I have the skills to get by, and that's about it when it comes to doing patches. I'm more of a panel replacement guy, but we were going to replace this whole quarter panel, and we've decided not to do that. So, you know, it's sort of jacked up in the wheel opening there. We're going to Duraglass that flat, and we'll bed line that in there, and it'll look pretty decent. This undercoating is very thick on these, so you're not going to see much of that in there. And it was just a quicker way to get this car out of here, and I think that they, you know, they don't want to make a real big investment as far as the repair on this, so that's where we're at. You got to do what they want. So anyway, we got our paneled weld through primed on the back side. This is a flange. Again, you know, it's flange. We're gonna weld it on the seam. It's sitting in a flange that has weld through primer in it. I'll spot weld the seam in a few spots, and as I take the clecos out, I'll plug weld those holes to the flange. And the bottom is the same way. We have our holes drilled down here. We're gonna pull this panel off one more time and grind those, because I didn't get those ground flat. I seem to have missed that. So I'll have to grab an air hose real quick. We'll grind these holes that I drilled from the backside. They're sort of rough, and we'll get this going. So let me see, how long is this? 8 minutes of yakking. Let's do some work real quick here. Get you guys set up. Get you set up there on the Duraglass camera stand. I don't know, can you see that? I got you in the picture there. Yeah, what's up, boy? You can't see anything if you're in there because you're so big. Yeah, he's a big ass cat. Grab me my air hose. Very foggy today. I know some of you guys are wondering why I'm jumping from this car to the other car and this car to the other car. It's because I only have a few weeks left here before the big surgery, and they all got to be done. So my goal is to have this car painted and the 64 and give them both back. We got almost all the scrap out of the yard. We got to cut one more car up, which I plan on having done before I go down. And that'll leave my garage pretty empty. Be able to pull my Titan inside, pull the Bronco inside the building, and there won't be any cars outside anymore. All my shit will be inside then. So that's the goal. And I can sneak out here and do a little of this and a little of that. not want to get your fingers caught in these things. No, no, don't do that. No, that hurts. Very strong. Alrighty. So we gotta buzz this down. A little bit of safety glasses. Safety first. I saw Chris's video last night. Pretty interesting story on his car. And I'll tell you a more interesting story on that emblem, Chris, that you'll like. That car originally came from a buddy of mine. Ron Kane bought it. And he's got a knack for finding barn finds, you know. And he originally owned the car that Andrea crashed in '68. And I helped strip it down and paint it. Or we got it in primer. When we first bought it, we stripped it, got it in some pink primer. And I ended up painting the car for the guy. And the car was green. And the guy that originally owned the car that Ron got it from was a Green Beret that never made it home. The car said Special Forces on the back. It had a sticker. And the car had been sitting in some guy's carport, you know, the guy's parents, obviously, for years. And Ron was able to buy it from the guy's parents. And he ended up putting the car together. Had a little small block Chevrolet 350, 355, 30 over. Had an F260 crane, 578, something like that. Really nasty little small block cam. And the car would run 1170s anywhere. You could drive it anywhere and it ran really good. And that's the car that Ron ended up putting a big nitrous kit on the car and blew it up. Ended up moving to Fort Walton Beach and sold me the car for $600. It had a set of bow tie cylinder heads on it. And I was able to take that short block and I threw the short block out, built another short block exactly like it. And he took his carburetor. I had to buy a new 750 double pumper. And I had never built an American car motor before. I'd worked for Scooter forever. And that's how I actually met Andrea. I had a guy come over and help me, teach me how to adjust the valves on it. And Andrea was coming over to hang out with that guy, and it ended up, you know, that's how it all started. But anyway, we got that thing running and it ran exactly the same, 1170, and ended up tuning that car and getting it to go like 1140s. And we put a roll cage in it, and the day we put the roll cage in it, we took it to the track and Andrea crashed it. The first night we had the roll cage welded in it. But that car's got some history for sure. And I still got the hood. And I'll be using that hood on my car. And there's actually pieces of that car on my car because I took all the stuff off of that car and built my Nova out of a shell. You know, the guy had a shell with no title, and I took all my stuff and put it on that car. So the car that I have now is an actual 70. It's either a 70 or a 70, some in the 70s. It's an SS car. That was a real big block car. Had the disc brakes, had a 12 volt in it, had a 4-speed. Got the tack in the dash. So yeah, that emblem's been around for sure. So that was one of my not one of my first paint jobs, but one of my biggest paint jobs I ever did on that Nova. You know, it was a big restoration. We did a lot of work to that car. That car actually got crashed in primer, and Ron has another car now that I've built since then too. That's the green Nova that I've showed you over at Randy's house. So, alright, I don't know if this is set up or not. Let's see. Got to get my ground cable. I don't see a ground coming over here. That's never good. I got it untangled from everything, because you know how shit is. Everything's got to get tangled. Got the welding helmet sitting here on the floor so I don't burn my eyes. And find a ground for this. Good ground right here. I'll go ahead and zap some tack welds in this, see if the welder's going to cooperate today or welder don't sound right. What's going on here? I'm just about out of wire. Should have enough to get this patch welded on. Yeah, I got an issue with the welder, of course. The ground is not working. I need a new welder really bad. It's one piece of equipment I need to buy. Adjust our heat. Slow the wire speed down a little bit. It's a little better. Not right though. Yeah, so anyway, checked out Chris's video. I thought that was a pretty cool video he made. And saw Tony's video this morning. You can, Tony was pretty, knew his way around the shop just by watching his videos, you know. If you watched him do anything or any of the work he's done, he's pretty meticulous. But real cool. I realized that a couple of my videos were taken way out of context, and I might have used the wrong choice of words when it came to some of the particular trade schools. You know, sometimes I fail to remember that some of the guys in the garage are actually going to those schools, and I didn't mean anything by it. You know, it's a lot of money. I've seen a lot of guys go to school, and I've actually been a part of a couple times, you know, where I get guys jobs at shops and the school gets in the way more than it helps, because they're not able to work, you know, they're busy going to school. Once you get the job, you're done, man, your school's over. But I don't want to piss anybody off, and I wasn't intended to. And somebody mentioned Skills USA, and if anybody had ever gone through my favorites, you'd notice that I support Skills USA. Put a lot of their videos up on my favorites, and you know, it's something that I'm interested in. I do watch those competitions, and I do realize that, you know, those are out there and stuff. And if you go through my favorites, you'll notice there's videos from 2 years ago from Skills USA, and Collision Hub is a good outlet for those videos. There's a lot of training videos over in the favorite side of my channel that nobody ever goes and looks at. You know, I probably need to put them in a playlist or something like that. I really don't know how to put that stuff up there. But I know that there's a couple guys that took my video way out of context. A couple guys that I really like got offended by it, and I'm sorry about that. And that was never my intention. I think some of you guys that know me know that I bend over backwards to try to help people out. And you know, I'd never make a video to make somebody feel like shit. Wasn't my intention. But but I know sometimes I don't use the best choice of words. And I just have to deal with the consequences, you know. But anyway, I meant what I said when I said that, you know, I would stand up for my friend, because I was friends with Jeff before the YouTube garage, and I plan on being friends with Jeff for a long time. So it's not that I don't think that one person's not more important than the other person, or one person doesn't have more to offer, but I think there are some guys in the garage that have more to offer, you know. It's just skills you learn along the road. I mean, you know, we all have something to share, whether it's a video that we make by accident, or it's a message that we've learned along the road of life, you know. Now the welder's working really nice. It's probably going to run out of wire now. That's usually what happens. I would say if you are new at this, flange welding is definitely the way to do it. It's much more easy. You don't burn through the metal. You can really put the heat to her and get a good weld. We'll pull some of these out now. Okay, thank you. And we just turn those holes into a plug weld, like I said. As you take the Cleco out, you just weld the hole up, and then you gotta, you know, plug weld. You guys seen this 100 times. I'm not showing you anything here. But anyway, just thought I'd clear that up for you guys. You know, people took my video of me whining about haters, and I really don't care about the haters, you know. I've had them for 2 years, so I don't want to piss my friends off by poor choice of words. And I'm going to take this opportunity to say especially sorry to Gary, Turbo Cobra, and Matt. You know, I definitely don't want to piss my friends off, and I realized after I made that video that Gary left a comment and I pissed him off. And that's the last thing I wanted to do. Gary's helped me quite a bit, and he's not one of the people that I would intentionally make mad. So I've told a couple of you guys in PMs, hope I didn't make you mad. If I did, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm not good at apologizing. It's something I never used to do. So one thing I've learned from the YouTube garage is to try to be a little humble. That hammer. Pull it down nice and tight. Definitely need a welder. Definitely. Oh my goodness gracious, what is going on with this ground? It is really damp here this morning. We got a lot of fog. A lot of fog. This has got to be a bad trigger or something on this gun. Can't be the ground. Very hard to work with. Come on, just let me get the hole filled up you just made. Here we go. Let's chasing that one. Alright, I'm probably gonna turn this video off here. Go at some McNasties for breakfast there. Andrea brought me some back. And we will make another video of this when I get a little further down the road. I got my rocker piece to put in down there after I get this welded in. And then we'll be off to the Bondo. And so there we go. We got a piece of metal down here again, and we got our tightness back there. You'll see in the videos that I made previous to this, we had a sort of loose down here, you know. When I flanged it, it made it real wobbly, but we're good now. So we'll get that welded in. We'll put some Bondo on this, and we'll call it blue here soon. All right, let me hobble inside. Turn your gas off. Don't ever leave your gas on. Come back out and your bottle will be empty. But anyway, turn that off. I think I'm gonna definitely need to go get some wire. It's acting like it's getting low. And yeah, it's definitely getting low. Spool's down to nothing. So maybe we'll do that too. Go to the welding shop, get some wire. And yep. So there we go. I'll go throw this video up. It's pretty long, longer than I wanted it to be, but whatever. And you guys have a good one.